Ilkley Moor is a vast expanse of rugged moorland that sits about 20 miles northwest of Leeds in England and is renowned for its dramatic landscapes and ancient carved rocks. This area is remote, with its rolling hills and often dense fog, but can be a cool place to take a hike as it has a sort of cinematic, otherworldly vibe to it. And in the late 1980s, a very strange incident occurred here that only added to its mysterious lore. But not only did an encounter with alien beings take place, but there was also photographic evidence to prove it as well. And this wasn't your typical UFO image of a strange light in the night sky. No, this one was an actual image of the alien being itself, at least supposedly. It is considered one of the most insane UFO sightings in the history of the UK. It is the extraordinary encounter in Ilkley Moor. On the chilling morning of December 1st, 1987, Philip Spencer, a retired police officer, set out on a walk across Ilkley Moor to visit his father-in-law in East Morton. Armed with his camera and a compass to navigate the often foggy terrain, Spencer embarked on what was supposed to be a routine stroll. The air was cold and the ground was covered with a light frost, typical for that time of year. The sky was overcast, adding to the eerie ambiance of the moor, but at the same time, this made it all a perfect opportunity to capture some beautiful images along the route. As Spencer was making his way up a small hill, he crested the top and he noticed something move along the trail in front of him. It was out of place, and it took him a moment to wrap his mind around if what he was looking at was real, because this was no animal or person for that matter. What stood in front of him was a figure that was about 4 feet tall, dark green in color, with an oversized head and long, thin arms. It stood out starkly against the natural backdrop of the moor at that time of year, which mainly consisted of long brown grass. Initially taken aback, Spencer quickly grabbed his camera and snapped a photo as the creature made a gesture towards him that he interpreted as a warning to keep his distance and stay away. The alien quickly fled after that, disappearing into the fog. While Spencer gave chase, he lost sight of the creature and wasn't able to get another photo. Just moments later, he then witnessed a craft rising from the moor, emitting a loud hum before vanishing off into the sky. And this craft, as Spencer described it, was whitish in color and consisted of 2 saucer-shaped parts attached on top of one another. And this was the most surreal moment of Spencer's life. As he said, it almost felt as if time had slowed down while it was all happening. Philip Spencer, a fake name because he didn't want people to think he was crazy after this, had moved to this remote area in West Yorkshire from London with his wife and child to be closer to his wife's family following his retirement from the police force. A regular family man and former cop, Spencer's background lent an air of credibility to his pretty extraordinary tale. And it should be noted that despite the sensational nature of his story, Spencer created that fake name and has always maintained his anonymity, avoiding any sort of financial gain from the incident. And this decision to remain anonymous and not profit from his experience adds a layer of authenticity to his account, as it appears he felt it was something that needed to be shared with others, perhaps as a warning, but he definitely didn't want to. Overall, Spencer was known as a practical and level-headed individual, not prone to having a flair for the dramatic. His police training had instilled in him a strong sense of observation and detail, and traits that would prove crucial in recounting his experience on Ilkley Moor. And that photograph that Spencer snapped that morning quickly made the headlines, and soon it was all anyone could talk about. Various media outlets picked up the story, with some proclaiming it as definitive proof of extraterrestrial life. As experts scrutinized the photo, some, including a wildlife photographer and experts from Kodak, found no evidence of tampering, while others, like U.S. Navy optics expert Bruce McCabe, deemed it too grainy for conclusive analysis. And grainy it was for sure, and blurry, and out of focus, but when looked at more closely, it does appear to show a small, possibly humanoid-type figure with a disproportionately large head and thin limbs. The creature appears to be in motion, which likely adds to the blurriness. The background is indistinct, but the contours of the moor can be vaguely made out. To those who believe in Spencer's account, it represents one of the most compelling pieces of evidence of extraterrestrial life. And there were, of course, mixed reviews, though, as skeptics dismissed the incident as nothing but a hoax, arguing the photo could easily be another person, child, or even just a lame cardboard cutout. And really, it's impossible to tell one way or the other. And sure, Spencer didn't try to get money from his story, but money isn't the end-all be-all. Monetary gain isn't the main motivator behind everything people do. And sometimes we just want to have a little fun. And those claiming this is nothing but a fake alien photo point to this fact, saying that perhaps bored in retirement, well, Spencer just wanted to tell a fun story and see how far it went. A thing to talk about with his friends down at the pub over a pint. And if it ever did go south, well, that would also be a good reason to keep his real name out of the public eye, so no one would go looking to smear his family's name. On top of that, people also question why Spencer hadn't photographed the craft. And surely that would have been easier to snap as it's much bigger, but that would also have been much harder to fake. As the photograph underwent scrutiny, Spencer claimed to be experiencing strange and lucid dreams, prompting him to undergo regressive hypnotherapy with a man named Jim Singleton. Under hypnosis, Spencer's account evolved dramatically from his original story, as he recalled being paralyzed and lifted up into the craft itself, where green aliens conducted medical experiments on him. The memories of being inside the craft were vivid. The sterile environment, the strange instruments, and the feeling of helplessness as the aliens performed their examinations. They also showed him glimpses into the future of our planet, post-apocalyptic images of Earth's landscape ravaged by nuclear war, leading to worldwide famine. And they showed him scenes of environmental destruction, wars, and natural disasters. Spencer interpreted these as warnings about the potential future of humanity if we continued on our current path. After recalling all these memories, Spencer then said the creature he photographed was actually waving goodbye, not warning him away, as he initially thought. That he thinks he took the image after they had dropped him off back down in the moor. And these aliens, he recalled, communicated with him telepathically, reassuring him that they meant no harm. And so what do you think? Should we heed the warning and work to make humanity better before it's too late, or was old Spencer just looking to have a little fun and things snowballed further than he ever imagined? Maybe it's a mix of both. Regardless, the Ilkley Moor incident remains one of the UK's most famous and debated UFO sightings. It's been included in several of the top 10 UFO incidents in the UK list and continues to be cited as compelling evidence of extraterrestrial visitation. However, the incident's legacy is also marked by skepticism, of course, with many dismissing it as nothing more than an elaborate hoax. Real or faked, the Ilkley Moor UFO incident is a fascinating chapter in the ongoing saga of human-alien encounters. And Spencer's story is not just about a UFO sighting, it's about the human experience of encountering the unknown, the search for the truth, and the struggle we all have between skepticism and believing in something we simply can't prove. And so there was the extraordinary encounter on Ilkley Moor, and thanks for tuning in today. If you want more content like this, remember to subscribe, and also check out our Patreon for even more episodes that we put out each week. Plus, you get access to over 150 other exclusive videos and podcasts. Thanks so much for stopping by. See you guys soon.